All right, welcome back to Pharmacist on Call. Your host, Dr. Shawn Pruitt, your community pharmacist. We're going to get right back into your calls. We've got Thelma, line 1. Welcome to Pharmacist on Call. How may we help you?
Hello, Dr. Pruitt. How are you this evening?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I wanted to ask you what are the benefits of milk thistle and what is it in, and do you have it available at the store?
Good question. So primarily what we use it for is to detoxify the liver and to help with some of the fatty liver. So people who have benefited, or people who have alcoholic cirrhosis, people who have different forms of hepatitis. In fact, I had one gentleman tell me he really put his virus at undetectable levels using milk thistle. So that's pretty much what we use it for. It's just to detox the liver, to help repair itself. So that's what milk thistle is in. We do sell it, sell quite a bit of it. So it's probably good, especially for you Bonnaroo CMA weekend warriors, when you get through and the taxing that you're going to put on your livers, that you may want to get some of this as well.
I see. Well, that is very good information. Thank you much.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of the show now. Have a good night.
Yes, ma'am. You too.
Pruitt.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Edward, welcome to Pharmacist on Call. How may we help you?
Yeah, I got two questions. I was wondering what's the best thing for my wife to take for like hot flashes, herbal-wise. She's tried all sorts of different things. I didn't know if you had a perfect one that you heard that works the best.
Well, we got about 3 things we can try in her. The first is an herb called ashwagandha. And what it does is balance thyroid hormones and basically your female hormones as well. And actually, I mainly recommend it to my thyroid patients, but it does have a role in balancing your estrogen, your progesterone, and all of those as well. My biggest seller is probably a 200-year-old product called Lydia Pinkham. And it's a compounded product invented by a lady named Lydia Estes Pinkham, who was too embarrassed to talk to her doctor about her hot flashes. So she compounded a product with about 8 or 10 different herbs, and it works really well. We sell quite a bit of it, so that may probably be a good solution. And then, of course, as you've heard, hemp oil, it also helps regulate the hormones in women as well. So sometimes, you know, people can think they're going through depression, but it's actually your hormones that may be kind of out of kilter. So what hemp oil does is restore that balance in your hormones.
Okay, okay.
So I think a good start is either the hemp oil or the Lydia Pinkham.
The Lydia Pinkham or the hemp oil, okay. And my other question is, what is your spectrum on kratom?
Kratom? You know what, I was just thinking about that. It's just weird. Well, of course, you know it's illegal.
The organic kind.
Yeah. And just because of the supposed, was it salmonella deaths that were going on? Yeah. So probably a good one, but I think people were having issues with dependency on it as well. So that's why I think the hemp oil would be a good substitute for people who are suffering from chronic pain, but also want to be on something that's not going to replace that addiction with something else. There is no addiction issues with the hemp oil, even though people may think it is. It's not a gateway drug to another one. People have come off of their opiates altogether and with no harm. So the kratom, it can be a little harmful.
Okay. Okay, I just wondered, I've heard people talking about it, I wasn't for sure. So.
Yeah, from what I've read, works pretty well, but it has its own set of problems too.
Okay. All right, well, thank you very much.
Oh, yes, sir, thank you.
Bye.
All righty, bye-bye. Welcome to Pharmacist on Call. How may we help you?
Yes, I have a question about period pain, if you could recommend something for period pain.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. So actually, I would recommend the hemp oil. So we had a young lady come in probably about a month or so ago, and she was talking about, you know, her migraines, and I guess it was around that time of the month, and she was cramping, and she bought a big bottle, and I think she was gone maybe 2 minutes. She said that the drops hit her in a few seconds. She said she knows it was less than a minute. So I would do the hemp oil, do about 5 or 10 drops under the tongue, let it get into your bloodstream, and then you'll feel the relief. But not only that, it may also help with some of the mental effects that you may be going through with the menses as well. You follow me? So some of the mood piece, it may pick up your mood as well.
Would it help for extreme pain with the period pain?
Absolutely, ma'am. I've got cancer patients who are getting relief on this stuff.
Oh,
yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
This stuff is bad.
Okay. Okay. And the other question is, I'm dealing with blood pressure issues, high blood pressure issues.
Yes, ma'am.
And wanted to know, I had kind of missed a show that you had talked about beet juice.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, yeah, our good buddy here.
Okay, go ahead.
Beetroot juice is nature's remedy for hypertension and works pretty quickly. So about 30 minutes or so, 30 minutes to an hour. You do 1 capful first thing in the morning before you do any eating or before you take any medication. And what happens is it's full of organic nitrates. Organic nitrates, what you got going on in hypertension is your vessels are so closed that your heart is having to pump hard against it. So what the beetroot juice does is relax that vasculature so that the heart doesn't have to pump the blood as hard through there. So the blood pressure goes down because the heart is working less.
Okay, okay. So you said 1 capsule in the morning?
Yeah, 1 capful on an empty stomach, and you being a woman and still going through menses, a great natural source of iron. So if low iron or anemia is something that you're having to deal with quite a bit, it's also going to remedy that.
Okay, thank you so much for your help.
Yes, ma'am. Great question, by the way.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
Yes, ma'am. Bye-bye. All right, everyone, stay right there. We're up on another break. We'll be right back.